And now, Mike's thoughts.
Let me start tonight with something that's been bugging me all day long. And that is the one and only Jamal Adams. And he wants to return to the New York Football Jets. Yes, that Jamal Adams. The same guy who forced his way out of New York in one of the most breakups I've seen in recent memory. The same guy who went scorched the earth in the front office, trashed the franchise, and demanded trade just because he didn't want to be a part of a rebuild in New York. But now, all of a sudden, after bouncing around the league and realizing that the teams aren't lining up to sign him just right off the bat, he wants to go back and play with the New York Football Jets. Yes, he's been banged up, but he has yet to play a full season in 3 years. But yet he wants in? No, absolutely not. Let's be clear. It is about time. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Let me be clear about this. This isn't about some feel-good repetition. Get out of here, damn mosquitoes. This is about an all-former, all-pro safety trying to rewrite his exit just because reality has finally hit him in the face. No one's giving him a long-term deal. No one is handing him a starting job. His stock is at an all-time low. So now the same franchise he bailed on, he wants to finish things the right way. Get out of here. Where was that same energy in 2020 when the Jets were struggling and rebuilding? Where was that same loyalty? Where is that must go win it for the skipper type of mentality? Adams didn't want to be a leader back then. He just wanted a payday. He demanded to be the highest paid safety in football. And now when Joe Douglas didn't cave, Adams went public and threw the organization under the bus and torched every bridge on his way out. That trade, that one he forced, helped the team land Vanda Tucker, Garrett Wilson. Jet fans should be thanking Douglas, not Jamal Adams. Now, fast forward today. Yes, he is only 29 years old. He's played for 3 teams in 2 years, including a cup of coffee with the Lions. And that even lasts 1 month. Injuries have piled up. His impact is minimal, and suddenly he's pitched himself as a seasoned vet. Who just wants to help me out, young cats? Come on, man. This isn't about mentorship. This is about survival at the end of the day. It's about finding a locker room that'll give you one more shot. And the part of that really gets me is he went on X, chatting with his friends like there was some sort of homecoming tour, like the Jets fan had been waiting by the door for his return to make things right. No. New York Jets fans have moved on. The franchise has moved on. The whole league has moved on, Jamal Adams. He regrets not talking to Joe Douglas. Good. But that ship has sailed. The second he made it personal and walked away from the organization that drafted him. You do not get to leave when things are tough, cash in somewhere else, fall off, and then circle back like nothing happened. Loyalty isn't a light switch you can flip off and on when the market dries up. You choose your path, and Jamal chose, and he walked it. Now, here's the question. Should the Jets even entertain that Jamal bringing back Jamal Adams? Or is that door officially shut? Let me answer you guys' question. Absolutely no. Get him out of town. Shit that sailed. Cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw, steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off, get it hype. This man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman, everybody bringing heat. You don't really wanna try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation? And welcome to Man Hour NFL Talk. Your go-to for live, raw, uncut NFL talk, guys. I'm so glad you guys are here with us today. Before we dive into any action, guys, let me talk a little bit about manhourradio.com. That is where you can grab your all-exclusive merch, check out the latest blogs, and stay up to date on everything going on with the Man Hour Nation. If you are repping the Man Hour, this is the place to do it. And hey, Do not forget the like button, hit the share button, and of course subscribe to the channel as below. This is the best way to connect with us, and that way you'll never miss a live show. But wait, there is even more. Be like my man, Old Man River, and become a Pigskin Pundit. That's our members-only community where you get free entry into all our weekly NFL pick'ems, our giveaways, our exclusive merch, and all access to extra live streams that only our Pigskin Pundits get. So if you want the full man-hour experience, guys, just hit that button and join the squad today. And now, remember, guys, it's a live interactive show. Make sure you comment down below. I want to hear from you, Mellow Mike. I want to hear your thoughts, Alpha Rob. And I want to hear your hottest of the takes, RPG Production, guys. Before we get traded, we got to welcome the people in the chat. We got to welcome the people in the chat. We got my man, Alpha Rob, is in the chat today. What is good, brother? What is good? We got my man, Mellow Mike. So the Chiefs are going to go 0-17 this season. Slow it down, baby. Slow it down, guys. We will be talking about the AFC West way too early win-loss predictions today as we go across the NFL landscape, starting the AFC West today, NFC West tomorrow. Wednesday, we got the AFC North. Thursday, we got the NFC North. And then we travel to the best division in football, the NFC East, on Friday. So, guys, buckle up. We got a wild, wild ride. RPG Production said the Chargers will win the AFC West. Man.
Get yourself.
Y'all are on one today. You're all on one today. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. What's up, guys? We got the Old Man River in there. It says Raiders Nation are taking the West. Raiders are not taking the West, my man. Let's just nix that right now. The Raiders are not winning the West. The Raiders may not even win a game till week 10, Old Man River. The Raiders may not even win a game till week 10. Mellow Reich says the Raiders are going to sweep the Chiefs. Shut your mouth, boy. What? Nah. Old Man River says the Chiefs schedule they won't win 10 games. We will talk about that. We're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs first today. Mellow Mike said the Chiefs should sign Jamal Adams. No way, Jose. No way, Jose. That ship has sailed. Get that out of here. RPG Production says, yo, what's this intro? No offense. What's wrong with the intro, man? What's wrong with the intro? You don't like the intro song? I guess we could play this intro song.
Now we live, man, now we're NFL talk, yeah. Now we live, man, now we're NFL talk. This is the show that you want. NFL raw and uncut, keeping it live. Gotta turn it up louder and get it ready for the man hour, yeah. Man hour.
Is that intro a little bit better? Is that intro a little bit better? That's jeez, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. Dogging my Kansas City Chiefs. Boosting up the Raiders, juicing up the Chargers. Man, you all need to slow it down, baby. You all need to slow it down, but this is exactly where we're going to start out today. We're going to start off the top, and we're going to talk about the one and only Chiefs Kingdom. That's right, the Kansas City Chiefs, guys. Welcome back to the Man Hour, guys, your go-to sport for all things NFL. Like I said, guys, I am Buck, and today, guys, we're diving into the Kansas City Chiefs 2025 NFL schedule and predicting their way too early win-loss record. Let's break it down week by week and see what the Chiefs might stand this season, right? So week number 1, guys, the Kansas City Chiefs do travel to Brazil to take on the LA Chargers. Now, I hate this international matchup, but I absolutely hate it. They kicked the season off in Brazil. At least they're playing a division foe like the LA Chargers, so they don't have to travel to LA later in the season. But despite the neutral charge, guys, the Chargers' revamped defense, along with Justin Herbert's leadership, could pose a challenge for the Kansas City Chiefs come week 1. So week number 1, I am predicting that the Kansas City Chiefs lose a tough loss here, and they lose to the LA Chargers week number 1, starting them off 0-1 on the season. Then we go into week number 2. We have a Super Bowl rematch early in the season. What? What is the NFL doing to us? They want us to hate the Kansas City Chiefs right off the bat, and the Eagles' balanced offense and strong defense is going to edge out the Kansas City Chiefs early in the season. It will be another close game, but I see the Kansas City Chiefs falling short yet again. Starting them off 0-2 to start this NFL campaign. This hurts my soul. Starting the season off 0-2, it is tough, but they're facing but come week 3, they're facing a rebuilding Giants team. And the Chiefs should capitalize on their experience and talent. And this feels like a bounce back week for the Kansas City Chiefs on the road. They beat the New York Giants come week 3. Now, week number 4, they play the Baltimore Ravens. They're hosting the Ravens at Arrowhead Stadium. And this is always going to be an electrifying game. With home field advantage and the motivated squad, guys, I see the Chiefs putting up a statement win here. Not only beating the Baltimore Ravens come week 4, laying down the smack down like a bad, bad baby, giving them a 2-2 start going into week number 5. And this is where it kind of gets off the rails here, right? This is where everything starts to makes you want to scratch your head a little bit. Week 5, they travel to Jacksonville. The Chiefs might face a trap game with a young and hungry Jaguars team, a team that has a lot to prove. Trevor Lawrence has to make it or break it this season, and this is going to be a surprising setback. The Kansas City Chiefs lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars come week 5, giving them a 2-3 start going into week 6. Then they're back at home, take on the Detroit Lions. The Lions have been on a rise, and their physical play style could be a challenge for the Kansas City Chiefs early in the season. Now, I do predict a hard-fought game in this one, but it ends in yet another narrow loss. So, guys, the first 6 weeks of the season, I had the Kansas City Chiefs going 2-4. Going 2-4, going into their second divisional game when they play host to the Las Vegas Raiders. Back at Arrowhead Stadium against a division rival, the Chiefs have historically dominated the Raiders at home, and I expect this trend to continue. The Chiefs laid down the smackdown of the Raiders come week 7, and they get on track. The Chiefs remind me a lot of the Philadelphia Eagles from last season. Let's just be honest about this, okay? So then we are going into week number 8. Week number 8 is where they face the Washington Commanders, a very, very good Washington Commanders team. The Commanders and the Chiefs offense should be find the rhythm in this game, and this game feels like a comfortable win to build momentum type of game, giving them 2 wins in a row over the Raiders and over the Commanders. And then week number 9, they travel to Buffalo. They travel to Buffalo to take on Alpha Rob's, Josh Allen's, and the Buffalo Bills. A tough road game against the Buffalo Bills. And the Kansas City Chiefs always lose the Buffalo Bills in the regular season. I don't know why. It's just the way it is. It is going to be a tough road game against the Bills. Josh Allen and the company are formidable at home, and this matchup might tilt in their favor. I give them yet another loss going into the bye week. So the Kansas City Chiefs, guys, right now are a losing team going into the bye week. People are forgetting about them. People are writing them off. They have sailed. The ship has sailed. It's this, this, and this, and this, right? Much like the Philadelphia Eagles from last season. Keep this in mind. But this is where the magic starts to happen. Week 11, we go to Denver and we say, Mark, you're a piece of shit, right? And then post-bye week, guys, the Chiefs head to Denver, and historically, Mahomes has had success against the Broncos, and I see that continuing. I don't only see a win, I see a smackdown saying, who's your baby mama? I'm going to make her another baby just to despite you, right? And then week 12, they're back at home, hosting the Indianapolis Colts, and the Chiefs should leverage their offensive firepower and secure yet another solid win. And then Thanksgiving Day, they travel to Dallas. A Thanksgiving showdown. The game that we all want to watch under the national spotlight, and I believe the Kansas City Chiefs rise to the occasion and they deliver yet another memorable victory. Another smackdown win, giving them 3 in a row. Then week number 4, they play yet another potential playoff-bound team, the Houston Texans. This time they're back at home against the Texans, right? The Chiefs' experience and depth should lead them yet to another win. Then week number 15, they're facing the Chargers yet again, this time at Arrowhead with adjustments from week 1, and I anticipate the Chiefs evening the series, and they're back through the winning ways, giving them yet 5 wins in a row. Then we're heading on to week number 16. They traveled to Tennessee to take on the Titans. The Chiefs offense should outpace the Titans defense, leading to a road victory. No question about it in my mind. We are on a roll. Now we rolling, baby. Now we rolling. In week number 17, we are back at home. A festive matchup versus the Denver Broncos. The Chiefs aim to get their fans a victory, and I believe they will do that on Christmas Day. They'll come over there and they'll whack the Denver Broncos' ass yet again. And then week number 18, they travel to Vegas to close out the regular season to take on the Las Vegas Raiders. The Chiefs look to solidify their playoff seeding positioning with another strong finish and yet another win. So there you guys have it. I had the Kansas City Chiefs going 12-5. After a rough 2-5 start going into the bye week, the Chiefs in the 2025 NFL season, it's a challenging schedule, but their talent and their leadership, I believe, can navigate it through successfully. So do you guys agree with my prediction? Do you think I missed the mark on any games? Drop your thoughts and comments down below, guys, and let's have a discussion about it. So, Old Man River says, do you smell that? Do we smell what? A brain fart coming? There's no brain farts coming here, baby. 12-5. That is where they go, and that's where it's going to be. 12-5 is a good prediction for the Kansas City Chiefs this season, I think. Mellow Mike says, all the refs ain't saving Mahomes this season. All 31 teams have decided, have designed hockey goons for their fake slides. No more fake slides over here, baby. No more fake slides. And Old Man River says he's sucking up. I'm not sucking up to nothing, baby. I say it how it is. Alpha Rob says, who has the Chargers add on the offense so far? They haven't added anybody besides their draft picks, and I think they did a very, very good in the draft, Alpha Rob. They do have Zeke from last season, right? Let's not forget about the man, the myth, legend, Zeke, right? So yeah, the Chargers have gotten better, but I do not think they're capable of winning the division better, if that makes sense. Mellow Mike says, I smell. Mellow Mike, he's referring to a brain fart. Cerebral gas or whatever I think he calls it. The dank of the Kansas City Chiefs homer. Listen, I don't see how I'm being a homer here, guys. Listen, lost to the Chargers week 1, lost to the Eagles week 2, back-to-back wins over the Ravens and like Giants, and they lose to the Jaguars and Lions, and they beat the Raiders and like in the Commanders, and they lose to the Buffalo Bills. That is a tough way to start the season. That's 4-5 going into the bye week. That is tough. That is tough, baby. I mean, sheesh. Old Man River says 1-7 to start the year. Now, I'll give you 4-5. I'll give you 2-2, maybe 2-4, but not 1-7. Slow it down, baby. Slow it down. Mellow Mike says, I got to shave that beard to get rid of Patrick Mahomes' crabs. No, wait till about August. Mellow Mike says his own feed had enough of that talk. Yeah, about that talk. The games we want to watch, Dallas. Yes, listen. Kansas City Chiefs and the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day will be the most watched Thanksgiving Day game ever. Period. Hands down, no questions about it. Everybody will be tuned in. You got America's team and America's sweethearts going head to head, baby. It is going to be magic. It is going to be amazing. Alpha Rob has the most common sense here. He says the Kansas City Chiefs will be 10-7. So, Alpha Rob, what games do we differ? I'm curious about that. Old Man River says 7-10. Slow it down, baby. A healthy Patrick Mahomes and a Andy Reid is minimum 9 wins. Minimum 9 wins. No question about it. Mellow Mike says, this sounds like a wet dream. No, a wet dream would be 20-0, baby. That would be a wet dream. RPG Production says, I am being unbiased and secure as possible. I think the Chargers are not necessarily the better team, but a way easier schedule. I do concur. The Chiefs do got a tough schedule, and the Raiders got a tough schedule. Out of those three, the Chargers definitely do have the easiest. And you can watch it for free on the Discord. You can watch it for free on the Discord. Mellow Mike says, Cowboys ain't America's team since Jimmy left. We all know the Dallas Cowboys are great, Mellow Mike. We all know the Dallas Cowboys are great. We all know the Kansas City Chiefs are great. And Thanksgiving Day is a Super Bowl 2026 year preview. It is a preview of the Super Bowl. We all know it. Write it down, baby. Write it down. But I do have the Kansas City Chiefs guys going 12-5 in the 2025 regular season. Way too early predictions. Let's just make that perfectly clear. A lot of things can change from now until September 4th when we do kick off the NFL season. And we will revisit this come about August to see how they have changed and how they have not. But let's move on. Let's move on and let's talk about the LA Chargers 2025 NFL schedule. And game by game, win by loss predictions. You don't want to miss this, guys. Under year 2 of Jim Harbaugh brings higher expectations and a clear identity for the LA Chargers. The question is, how far can this team go in a loaded AFC? Let's break it down, right? Now, week number 1, they do travel to Brazil to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a home game. You want a tone setter. Beating the Kansas City Chiefs in front of a global audience shows this team they are for real. Harbaugh makes the statement early, week 1, the LA Chargers do get that win over the Kansas City Chiefs, week 1 in Brazil. And then week number 2, the Raiders are rebuilding, let's just be honest. And the Chargers will take full advantage of that, giving a 2-0 start back-to-back with divisional wins. I like it. And then week number 3, they're back at home, taking on another divisional foe in the Denver Broncos. Three straight divisional games to start the season. The Chargers sweep the opening slate with another clean win, this time over Denver. 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. People are getting excited. People are talking about how great the LA Chargers are. People are talking about this is the year of the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh is the greatest coach ever. Insert week 4. A classic early season trap game. Long road trip to New York. Off of a hot start, this one slips away from the Bolts early, and they lose to the New York Giants at New York. And then week number 5, Jaden Daniels and Cliff Berry catch the Chargers sleeping. A second straight loss brings them back down to earth, giving a 4-2 record going into week number 6, when they travel back across the East Coast and they play the Miami Dolphins. Now, the Chargers respond in this Miami game. This is where year 2 weaknesses start to show up, and big road wins against a high-flying Miami squad, and they excel. They beat the Miami Dolphins in a nice close game, 17-16. And then week number 7, they're back at home. The Chargers handle business versus the Indianapolis Colts. They keep Anthony Richardson in check, and they move to 5-2 on the season, or Daniel Jones, whoever you think you're going to be the quarterback is. But then week number 8, short week at home, no problem versus the Minnesota Vikings. No problem versus the Minnesota Vikings come week 8 on Thursday Night Football. The defense dominates under the lights, and the Chargers keep rolling. They are rolling into week 9 when they get another grit and grind road game over the Tennessee Titans, and Harbaugh's crew is built for it. Guys, the Chargers power the way into another W. They are steamrolling everybody as of right now. Those 2 early season losses, they forget about that. We are top dogs. And then going into week 10, Sunday Night Football, they keep on going. A defensive slugfest in prime time. The Chargers win an ugly game, but this is a good thing. These are the type of games that they need to win in the playoffs to succeed in the playoffs. And then week number 11 is when the wheels start to come off the bus. Week 11 is when they travel to Jacksonville. Yet another East Coast game, and the streak ends here. Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars have playoff experience and the edge, and this one out at home. The edges won out at home. Going into the week 12 bye week. This is a perfect timing for a breather heading into a stretch run. And then, right off of the bye week, going into week 13, they play another division foe at Vegas, taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. They're refreshed, they are focused, and the Chargers sweep the Raiders to get back into the win column. But that is the last win of their season. Week 14, they're back at home, taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Big-time Monday night crash, but the Eagles' experience and physical overwhelmed the Chargers late. Week 15, they head back to Arrowhead Stadium in December. Never easy to play at Arrowhead in December. Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid get his revenge and hand the Chargers a critical divisional loss. And then they travel to Dallas. This one's brutal. Back-to-back tough road games, and in Dallas in front of 70 feet to 1,000 people. The Chargers hit a speed bump, and they let another one, losing 3 in a row, losing 4 of their last 5. Then coming into week 17, they play the Houston Texans. They get a huge bounce-back win. The Chargers get a massive win to keep their playoff hopes alive against a surging Texan squad come week 17. And then week 18, depending on playoff seeding, Harbaugh may rest some starters here, but either way, the Broncos split the series with the late season win over the Denver Broncos, giving the final record of the LA Chargers 10-7. That puts them at 10-7, a strong follow-up to year 1 underneath John Harbaugh, where they got a clear identity. They're winning games they're supposed to, and they're in the playoff mix going deep into December. They're not elite just yet, but trending in the right direction. So guys, 10-7, A playoff team in the AFC? Maybe, right? But can Jim Harbaugh take the next step into year 2 and finally get the team over a hump? Guys, drop your record predictions down in the comments below, and let's hear what you guys have to think. Mellow Mike says, great choking, meeting the LA Chargers. That is tough because the Chargers do like to choke late in the season, and that's exactly what they do. They have 5 losses, so they lose 5 of 7 to end the season. Basically, almost eliminating their playoff chances, just to be honest, right? Alpha Rob says, Kansas City Chiefs win week 1 versus the Chargers. Always play Kansas City close, but always lose. Alpha Rob, you would be correct if this was at LA and or Arrowhead. But the fact that it's a neutral site game in Brazil, I got to give the advantage to the Chargers in week 1. I don't know, it's just a gut feeling, but I feel like the Kansas City Chiefs don't play well on foreign soil. Now, when they played in Mexico versus the Rams a couple years ago, right? Yes, they lost and they played well, but the simple fact of the matter is they still lost, right? Mellow Mike says, Gentry going to drop a deuce on the Cowboys. 200 yards. We're talking about the Raiders next, Mellow Mike, so slow it down, baby. Slow it down, but that is a false statement. That is a false statement. Chris Jones is going to eat that man up for lunch. Shay Frazier said the Broncos are winning the division. Shay, if I ever heard a false statement, this is a false statement. This is the most talking out of your ass I've ever seen in the entire NFL landscape. The Denver Broncos are trash, Shay. The Denver Broncos are trash. Let me repeat that one more time for the people in the back, especially you, Mark D. The Denver Broncos are trash. They're trash. Overrated. Tyler Bauer says, go Fins, Super Bowl, baby. Tyler, my man. No. The Dolphins will never win a playoff game. They will never win a division. They will never beat a winning team as long as Mike McDaniels is their head coach. As long as Mr. I don't know what to do on 3rd and short, Mike McDaniels is their coach in Miami, they will never be competitive. They will never beat a winning team. They will never beat a playoff team. They will never be in playoff competition. They will never win a playoff game, period, as long as Mike McDaniels is their head coach, Tyler. Do you need me to repeat that? He says, Tyler, the Dolphins number 1. Yes, they will be the number 1 overall pick next season. You are 100% correct, Tyler. The Dolphins are not good with Mike McDaniels. They have Tyreek Hill. They have Waddle. They have Achane. They have Tua. They have a pretty damn good defense. They have parts to spare on defense, but yet they cannot beat a winning team. Tyler, we broke this down back in April. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but Mike McDaniels has 3 wins over teams above 500 at the time of the game. 3. So if a team is 3-3, 4-3, 5-3, 12-3, the Miami Dolphins are going to lose 70% of the time. That is not a number 1 team. That is not a playoff team. That is not a Super Bowl team. That is just not them, Tyler. Mike McDaniels should have been fired last season. Mike McDaniels should have never been a head coach. The Miami Dolphins need to move on from them like he moved on from Brian Flores. Start to pay the man to tank. I don't care. Do something. But they're not good. They're not good. Mellow Mike says, Chargers defense ain't getting saved by the ball control this offense this season. The Texans exposed them last year in the wild card game. Mellow Mike, the Chargers did get exposed in the wild card game, but they addressed a lot of their issues in the draft. If you guys go back to our draft grades, the Chargers got an A-, right? Let me raise up my chair. Chair's falling down. I need some new gas in the old spring there. The Chargers nailed the draft, Miller Mike. Whether you want to admit it or not, I don't. I'm a Chiefs fan. I don't want to admit it. But the Chargers got really, really good. They add maybe another veteran wide receiver, maybe a Keenan Allen, maybe a Amari Cooper, some veteran type of receiver that hit him in the hands, catch him, motherfucker, right? But the Chargers could potentially be a 15-win team. They have an easier schedule, right? Especially early in the season, right? They do play the Chiefs, and then they play the Raiders, the Broncos, the Giants, and then play the crappy-ass Dolphins, crappy-ass Colts, crappy-ass Titans, crappy-ass Steelers, crappy-ass Jaguars, if they win all those games that they are supposed to, they could be a 12-win team easily. I meant 12. 15, I was just trying to get the goats of the Chargers fans, right? But the Chargers defense got better. Their offense got better, and they had that identity now. They got pretty much all of the old riffraff out, except for Justin Herbert. They developed a nice little running game, and they got nice young receiver core. Guys, the Chargers are they are a dangerous team if they can get hot and stay hot. I anticipate them falling off toward the end of the season because their schedule does get tough. The Cowboys, the Eagles, and then they play the Chiefs, obviously, and the Texans and the Broncos. Those are very, very tough games, right? Real McCoy says the Chargers schedule is in their favor. They stay healthy, the playoffs would be in good shape. Yes, the first half is very, very favorable. Raiders, Broncos, Giants, Dolphins, Colts, Titans, Steelers, Jaguars, all very, very winnable games. Very, very winnable games. Mellow Mike says, I'm going old school. $50 bounty on Trevor Lawrence's weave. My man. Cut that hair, brother. Listen, guys. Let me tell you like a story. I saw a guy, interception in his hands. The field parted open like a Red Sea. Like this man had dreads down in the middle of his back. He got the ball. His eyes got this big. He tucked that baby. He was going. A teammate of mine chased his ass down, grabbed him by his dreads, threw his ass down. No bounty needed. Got his weave out, right? Old Man River says they tie the Chiefs, meaning the Chargers at 7-10. Old Man River, you need to slow it down, baby. Damn. RPG Production says loss. Oh, he is doing the Chiefs schedule. That is the Chiefs schedule. Tyler says undefeated Finns. They will not win a game. You are correct. Alpha Rob said the Chargers will be 9-8. 9-8, 10-7. I think we're right on the same page, Alpha Rob, and I do agree with you. I think they're a playoff caliber team. We'll just see what happens, right? We'll see what happens. Mellow Mike says Taylor going to get Kelsey a Brazilian wax and going to be ass chapped in Brazil. Hey, as long as it happens in Brazil, we have 10 days off. Then we play the Eagles. We can lose that game. I don't care. Whatever, right? But once the Ravens come up, once the Giants come up, all those bumps should be healed up and we should be good, right? My man James Frank's in the chat. What's up, James Frank? My man's a pig sim pun.
Skin pun. Get you some.
It says, if the Broncos can win the West, then hell, I'm going to say my Browns taking the North. We know that ain't true. We know James Frank is talking out of his butt, ladies and gentlemen. We know that's not going to happen. James Frank says the Dolphins finishing last place this season. My man speaking facts. Tyler, sorry, brother, but my man speaking facts. And here we go with the excuses. Tyler's got the excuses for his old Miami Dolphins. He says Tua was hurt. The old line was hurt. We're on our 7th defensive end. We had injuries. Shut your mouth, Tyler. Come on, man. You really want to talk about injuries? Look at the Detroit Lions. Injuries. Look at the San Francisco 49ers. Injuries. Granted, the 49ers sucked last year, but the Lions. Come on, man. Injuries is not an excuse. The next man up. This is the darn Major Leagues, boys. Major Leagues, make it happen, brother. Mellow Mike says the Dolphins got rejected by Bobby Slousick. He cried and went to the Texans, fired him. Not wrong. Mellow Mike says Keenan Allen is cooked like steamed rice. Got no flavor left. Listen, Keenan Allen don't got to have no flavor. Keenan Allen, so we'll be talking about Keenan Allen here coming up here, right? On buy or sell. Keenan Allen has that veteran name. Keenan Allen has been there, done that. He walks into a locker room like the Chargers, like the Cardinals, like the Commanders. His name recognition alone will carry his mouth, right? He doesn't have to perform. He is there to strictly to teach the young kids how to catch the ball. That is all you get. Mellow Mike says, who was the top pass rusher for the Chargers last season? It wasn't Bosa. I do know that. Let me Google it for you, Mellow Mike, because it was the defensive tackle, but his name slipped in my mind. Let me Google it for you real quick. Well, go to NFLtoday.co, a website powered by Man Hour Radio. His name was Tuli Tupapaloa. I'm terrible with like names. The Tuli guy. That's who it was. The only thing the only thing the Browns are taking is bad case of the sharks on the toilet. Mellow Mike is bringing the heat today, boys. James, Mellow Mike is bringing the heat today, my man. RPG Productions says the Broncos go 12-5 and win the division. That is a false statement. But what is up next are the Las Vegas Raiders. Tonight, we're breaking down the 2025 Las Vegas Raiders in a game-by-game and a win-loss prediction. Way too early, I might add. But Pete Carroll, guys, is working on turning things around in Vegas, but this season looks like it's going to be the real challenge for the silver and black. So let's go by week, and let's break it down, baby. Let's break it down, and I'm going to tell you, it is another rough stretch if you're a Las Vegas Raiders fans. This is going to be another rough season if you are a Vegas Raiders fan. This is going to be miserable because you're going to be pulling out your hat at home facing a tough Patriots defense. Is not an easy opener, right? Let's see here. Are we secure? That will fix our set. All right. Still dropping many frames. Old man Rivers saying, what the fuck? Look, man, I don't know. I don't control the old interwebs, man. I do not control the old interwebs. I'm not for sure what is going on. We are dropping 96% of our frames right now. That is tough. I'm not even going to front. That is tough. How are we dropping 96% of our frames? There we go. Now we're down to 96%. I don't get it. I don't understand why we're dropping so many frames. I just don't get it. So what do we do? Do we continue with this show and we just record it and play it by ear, or do we move on? I don't know. But hopefully we're still dropping 70% of our frames. That is tough, baby. That is tough, and I don't understand what is going on. But we are on our backup internet service provider, so hopefully things are a little. Refresh a few things on my end, make sure we're good to go. I apologize for the big little lag there, guys, and we were good, but now we're not. We'll have to end it there. Sorry, boys. We're just gonna have to wrap it up tonight, guys. As we start to wrap up, like on things of what we covered. Spectrum internet is terrible. Randomly